Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online. Guys, please check it. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, please confirm to me. Am I audible? Guys, please check it. Am I audible? Am I audible, guys? Please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Right. Just one. Right, sir. Now check it what we completed in the last session. What topic here we understood there in the last class. I think so. We are almost all we are at the ending point of the multi-threading. Multi-threading topics we are discussing here. Right, sir. So now understand it. The next topic would be thread local or thread scope. This is a topic here we have to understand thread local or thread scope. Now, first of all, understand it. What is this thread local or what is the meaning of this thread scope? All right, sir. Now, in Java, there are four types of scopes for us. What are the four types of scopes for us here? First one is private, next one is default, protected, and public. We know already what is the meaning of these four types of scopes. Can you tell me what is the private scope actually? Private scope is available up to a particular class within the single class, within the respective class. Now tell me what is default scope actually? Default scope is available up to the current package. Similarly, protected scope is available where up to the, come on, now tell me, up to the current package and the child classes available in other packages. Similarly, what is this public scope norm? Public scope is what there throughout the system or throughout the application. Any number of packages can. Just give a minute of time. In Java, there are four types of scopes. Scopes. Alright, they are nothing but what there. First one is what there private. It will provide scope to the programming elements up to the current class. Next one is default. It will provide scope to the programming elements up to the present package. Okay. Next one is protected. If you understand this protected, it will provide scope to the programming elements up to the current package under the child classes available in the other packages. Similarly, public. It will provide scope to the programming elements throughout the application up to any number of packages throughout the applications. These are the various scopes which are available in Java. Now every time I'm providing one point, it will provide scope to the programming elements. I said to you what they're programming elements. Tell me what are these programming elements actually? What are these programming elements? No, nothing. Very simple. Variables, methods, classes, abstract classes, interfaces. Then all these are like what they're programming elements. For these programming elements only, we are providing what they're these directly the scopes. Okay, fine. Now observe carefully, all of you know. Similarly, in Java applications, we are able to define one more scope. We are able to define one more scope like thread scope. We are able to define one more scope like what the thread scope. What is the meaning of this thread scope? Observe carefully. If we keep the data in the thread scope, then the data will have the scope up to all the methods which are accessed by the present thread. Please read out this point here. There is a meaning for it. Our actual required point is available. Now try to understand it. If we keep the data in the thread scope, then that data will have the scope up to all the methods which are accessed by the present thread. That methods may be within a single class. That methods may be in another class, different class. That methods may be available in a different package and different classes. That doesn't matter. That is not at all issue. If any method is accessed by present thread, in that method, our data is having scope. Maybe in a single class, or maybe in multiple classes, or maybe in multiple packages. But which methods are accessed by the present thread? Up to that, we are able to provide our data. Our data is going to be available up to that many number of methods. That point also I want to be specific. Now try to understand it clearly. Here, the methods may be available in a single class or in multiple classes in the same package or in the different package or in the different packages, whatever it may be. How many methods are accessed by our present thread? Up to that, I want to make available my data. So my data will have scope up to the methods which are accessed by the present thread. Clear? All of you are getting clarity in this bunch? This is clearly like what there. This is the meaning of like what there. Thread scope, what we are having clearly. Our scope is available, thread scope. Got it? What I'm telling to you. Right, sir. Next one is. But how we are going to prepare this thread scope? How it is possible to prepare thread scope? To implement, to define or to implement thread scope in the Java applications, we have to use the following steps. What are the various steps here we have to use there? Now observe carefully. Step number 1, prepare user defined thread scope class. Prepare user defined thread scope class. Okay. Next one is, after providing this user defined thread scope class, create multiple threads, and keep data. Right, sir. I think so. These steps are not required. I will show directly a program for you. The point what I'm telling to you, to define user defined scope, that is thread scope in Java applications, we have to use a predefined class in the form of java.lang.thread local. The predefined class name is what there, java.lang.thread local. It contains the following methods. What methods are available? All right, sir. First one is public void set of data, object data. So what is the purpose of this particular method? This method can be used to keep data inside the thread scope. This method can be used to keep data in the thread scope. What is the data actually? Whatever the parameter can be provided, that is the data. The data we are going to keep in what their thread scope. It will provide data in the thread scope. Next one is number 2. Public object get. I think so. This is like what the string, the parameter. Here also be string, as a string only here we are going to get it. Public string get method. What it will do now? It will return data from the thread scope. Get method can be used to get a data from the thread scope. It can be used to get the data from the thread scope. It can be used to get the data from what their thread scope. Understand it now. Next one is after that. Number 3, point number 3. Public void initial values method. This method is a different method. Understand the purpose of this method here. What is the purpose of this method? No. Public void initial values method. It can be used to provide default values, initial value or default values if you are not providing any data through set method. Say for example, I'm accessing get method without providing any data in the thread scope. There in general null values we are going to get. In place of null values, if you want to send some data, initial data, some default values, there we have to use what method there? Initial values method. Again, what I'm telling to you, for example, when it is possible to get the data from thread scope, when we set data, then only we are able to get the data. Am I right or not? But without setting data, if you're trying to get the data, what values we are able to get? No, null values we are able to get. But my requirement is, instead of generating null value, in place of providing null value, I want to provide a particular default value. Some default values here I want to provide. To provide some default values from the initial values method, there we have to use what method here? Initial values method. In place of these null values, I want to provide some data, different data, something else. There no data is available in this particular scope. Values are not available in this particular scope. If you want to provide this type of messages there we have to use what their initial values method. This is the purpose of like what their initial values method. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? Now let me give the document here. This method will provide default values from the thread scope. If we access get method without providing data in the scope, in the thread scope, this method will provide default values from the thread scope if we access the get method without providing data through set method in the thread scope. So the point is what there, I have not used any set method. That means no data is specified in the thread scope, but I'm trying to get data from the thread scope where null values we are able to get. Instead of getting null value, I want to provide some default value. Now further purpose we have to go with what their initial values method. Got it or not? All right, sir. So this is what exactly the class here we are using. Now I want to use this particular one in our applications. Now try to understand it clearly. Thread local, how I'm going to prepare this, how I'm going to implement this thread local, thread scope, all the points here we are going to understand. Now try to check this point clearly. So let me open IntelliJ IDEA. That's it. Have you seen any time lag between two projectors? Any difference is there? No difference, right? This is fast, no? Slow. It is fast. Good clarity. It's good clarity. But we are sitting this side now. Fine. Yeah, the point is what? My direct system I connected with this projector. Online class I opened in this projector, and from this projector, from this system, I'm giving access to projector. Understand it? What I have done here. This is my direct system. From direct system, I'm giving access to what this projector. In this laptop, I opened online class. Same class is streaming now, right? Online class. I opened here. That is sharing I'm giving to this projector. That's why this is original. This is online class. Okay. Still not getting clarity? No need to worry for it. It's not Java. Leave it. All right. Now coming to our point. Right, sir. Today people are very less inside the class. Why? Because of the movie, no? Salar movie, no? So I think so. You're not having ticket. That's why you're attending today's class, no? Yeah, fine. Really, I was shocked by seeing that book my show yesterday onwards. I'm getting shocked. Early morning 3 o'clock onwards. Early morning 3 o'clock onwards shows are started. Okay. So you're having first priority on movies only, not on Java. Right. Of course, then movies will come occasionally, right? Java is going on every time, right? Okay. Right, sir. So now I tried for the tickets actually. I checked it, but early morning 3 o'clock tickets are available. One of my friend made a call to me. Will you come along with me at morning 3 o'clock? I said to him, no, not at all. Impossible. My sleep is important first. After that, all remaining things. So no compromise on it. Okay, I'll check that movie maybe. I have some alternatives there. Maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow that movie will come there, right? I'll check in my mobile phone. Fast forwarding. That entire movie I have to complete within 15 to 20 minutes. That don't no need to go for time waste process. Don't ask me what is that channel. You are more than me in this particular area, right? All right, now understand it, all of you know. First of all, we need to create user-defined thread local class. Yes, sir. What you have to prepare? User-defined thread local class. For that, what I am telling to you, class thread scope. Directly class name. What I am taking? No thread scope. Understand it? Extends thread local. Now parameter type here we can define string data only. Set method is available now. What parameter type we want to have? If you're not providing anything here, by default it will take object. But my interest is what there? Only string data I want to provide. So I need to provide like this. Okay, now see this one. Thread scope is a class I have taken. Now immediately inside the thread scope, how many methods are coming there? Three methods are coming. What are the three methods? No, set method, get method, initial values method. Set method is to set the data in a particular thread scope. Get method can be used to get data from what there thread scope. Then what next one can know? Initial values. It will provide some initial data if you are accessing get method without providing data through set method. Got my point or not? Where data is not available. In place of it, I want to provide some default data. Even I'll show that point also. No? Okay, fine. Just time being, just we can leave it empty. Thread scope extends thread local. Okay, nice. Now I want to prepare multiple threads. Okay, before this, I want to take class A. Class A. Here I'm taking home. Inside the class A, I want to take void M1 method. Void M1 method. Void M2 method. Remember this. I am going to send thread 1 to the M1 method, thread 2 to the M2 method. So in M1 method, which thread scope is available? M1 method thread scope. Sorry, thread 1 scope. In M2 method, which thread scope is available? Thread 2 scope. Please remember this. I want to fix this point here for the sake of proof. All right. Now, inside this M1 method, I want to provide the data like what there system.out.println of. You can understand it. M1 method. Okay. Then thread name. It's very clear that what exactly the thread we are executing now. How we are able to get the name of the thread? No, thread dot. Come on, tell me. Current thread dot. What next one here? No, get name. Name of the thread here we are able to get. Plus data scope data. What data is available? So here I need to access the data. How we are able to access the data? I will show that. Still, this statement is not completed. I'll show this. Similarly, I have to provide what method can know M2 method. This is like what there M2 method. thread dot current thread dot get name. Or else maybe instead of taking this total part here, instead of getting the thread name, just I want to provide directly like what there thread one scope. Thread name is one, the thread one. Next one is what the scope like this. Here also be I want to send thread two. The next one is what there scope like this here we are going to provide. Later now we'll provide that scope value. Get method I need to call. All right, sir. Now M1 method I provided. Inside this M1 method, thread 1 scope is available. Inside this M2 method, thread 2 scope is available. That I'm able to confirm now. Let's move on to the thread classes. Class thread 1 extends what their thread. Inside this, observe carefully. In this thread 1 scope, I need to keep some data or not? To keep data inside the thread 1 scope, to get the data from thread 1 scope, I need to define a static variable thread scope variable here we are providing. Static thread scope. Now the variable name here I want to provide what there thread 1 scope. What variable here I provided here no thread 1 scope is equal to new thread scope object I created. Then after this now a small a, you know already this construct here why we are providing this one thread 1, there we are providing a small a. Inside this dot a is equal to a. Then after this run method here we have to provide. Inside this run method we have to call like what there a dot m1 method. That means which thread will go to the m1 method? Which thread will go to the m1 method? Thread 1. Thread 1 will go to what method here? M1 method. Now here inside this m1 method, before calling this a dot m1, if you call a dot m1, flow of execution will go to directly thread will go to m1 method. But before sending the thread to the m1 method, what I am going to do there, observe carefully. Thread 1 scope dot set of data here I am going to provide. What data here I am going to provide here? Observe carefully. Say for example, data like this. Now here what I want to provide there, something else AAA, the data here I provided. Yes, sir, got it or not? All right, sir. So where we are providing this thread 1 scope dot set of AAA data we provided or not? Now this data we provided in what there thread 1 scope before calling M1 method. So in a thread 1 scope data was provided. Now we are calling what there a dot M1 method. When it comes to the M1 method thread 1 scope. Now I'm going to call like what there thread 1 dot thread 1 scope dot get method. In run method we set the data. Same thread is coming to what there M1 method. There we are getting the data. What data we set there inside the thread scope? No, the same data we are getting. But now thread 1 scope is a static variable inside the thread 1. The static variable is representing what their scope for the thread 1. It is representing scope object. Inside the scope object only we are going to keep the data. Alright, now the same thread 1 dot thread 1 scope dot get method we are calling. That message here we are getting clearly inside this particular one. So here we have to understand mainly the point is what there. In main method we are going to start the thread. Thread will come to the run method of the thread 1 class. Before calling a.m1 method, we provided some data inside the thread 1 scope. Then we are calling what method here? No, m1 method. Flow of execution, the same thread will come to what method? M1 method. There we are displaying the data. What data we are trying to display there? What exactly the data which is already available in the thread 1 scope? The same data here we want to get. The same data here we want to get. That is our requirement. Right, sir. Further purpose. Now here we have written it. Similarly, next one is like what I am telling to you. Class thread 2. Then inside this, then what we have to provide there? Extends a thread. Now inside this, I need to define a scope object. Thread scope object for thread 2 we have to create. Am I right or not? That's why here what we have to do there? Thread scope. Now thread 2 scope. Thread 2 scope is equal to, of course, now this I want to declare as what there? Static variable. New thread scope object we created. It's okay. Now a small a, it's okay. Thread 2 of a small a. Now inside this here we have to provide what there. This dot a is equal to a semicolon here we provided. After providing this, then what next one here we are providing the run method. Inside this run method here what we provided here a dot. Now m2 method here we are calling. That means thread 2 is calling what method there? M2 method. Means that in M2 method which thread scope is available? M2 method scope. But before calling this M2 method, in the thread scope I need to keep some data or not? Now here I need to provide what there thread 2 scope dot set of something else like what there BBB. The data here we are providing. As clear? Instead of taking that AAA BBB, then what we can provide there? Data in thread 1 scope. Similarly, I want to provide here in place of BBB, I want to provide like what there? Data in thread 2 scope. Like this data I'm providing there. Okay. Now we are calling what there a.m2. Thread 2 will access a.m2. Flow of execution will come to what there? Class A M2. Inside this class A M2, then what we are able to provide there? Plus thread 2 dot what next one can know? Thread 2 scope dot get method. Right, sir. Now the remaining part is what there? I have to create two threads. I have to start the two threads. When we start both the threads, no, automatically both the threads will come to their run methods. In their run methods, first of all, data will be provided in both the threads scopes. Both the threads will go to the A class object, where both the threads are executing M1 and M2 method. Thread 1 is accessing M1 method, thread 2 is accessing what their M2 method. In their M1 and M2 methods, automatically the data is going to be displayed. Scope data we are getting, that scope data we are trying to display. Then automatically we are able to get our required output. Now tell me, let me check this program here. What output here we are able to get? Now try to understand it. No, I want to execute this program. See this. Right, sir. We have not started, right? All right, sir. That's nice. Very good. A small a is equal to new a. All right, sir. Then after this, thread 1. Thread 1 is equal to new thread 1 of a. Thread 2 is equal to new thread 2 of a. Then after this, no, a. Okay. Next one is what? Next one here. I want to give names are not required. Thread 1 dot start method. Thread 2 dot start method. That's it. Both the methods here we accessed it. It's okay. Now it is executed here. We can execute now. What data here we are getting there now? Observe carefully. M2 method thread 2 scope is what? Data in thread 2 scope. Actual data we are getting it or not? Next one, M1 method thread 1 scope colon data in what there? Thread 1 scope. That both the data here we are getting. Okay. All right, sir. Next one is I want to provide a small change. Program is ready. Program is okay. Now we are getting our required output. I want to cross check it with the different options. What different options here? Observe carefully. In M1 method, in M1 method, thread 2 scope I want to get. In M1 method, what thread scope I want to get? No, thread 2 scope I want to get inside M1 method. Inside M1 method, which thread scope is available? Thread 1 scope is available. But I'm trying to get what scope data? Thread 2 scope data. There, definitely we have to get null value. No data is available in M1 method. In a thread 2, no scope is available. So we are able to get null value. Similarly, Similarly, in M2 method, I want to get thread 1 scope data. Thread 1 scope, here we have to provide thread 1 scope dot get method. Now, please remember this now. In M1 method, thread 1 scope is available. If you're trying to access threaded 2 scope data, null value we are able to get. In M2 method, threaded 2 scope is available. If you're trying to get thread 1 scope data, their null value we are able to get. Let us check this clearly. I want to run this example. Understand this output clearly. What data here we are getting? Observe carefully. M1 method, thread 1 scope, data in thread 1 scope, that's nice. M2 method, thread 2 scope, data in thread 2 scope, that's fine. M1 method, thread 2 scope value is what? In M1 method, thread 2 scope value is what? No thread scope is available in M1 method. No thread 2 scope is available in M1 method. So what value we are getting? Null value. In M2 method, in thread 2 scope is available, but we are trying to access what there? Thread 1 scope. Right or not? In M2 method, thread 1 scope we are trying to get, but actually in M1 method, thread 2 scope is available, but we are trying to get what there? Thread 1 scope. There also we are getting what value here? No, null value here we are getting. Right or not? But now my requirement is, in place of getting this null value, I want to provide a message. In place of getting null value, I want to provide what there? A particular message. A common message here I want to provide. What is the common message here I want to provide there? To provide a default message, whenever we are getting null value, to provide a default message, there we have to use initial values method. What method here we have to use there? Initial values method there we have to use. How we are going to provide this initial values method there? And directly we can use what there? Just override initial value, not initial values, no. Initial value method here we are able to provide. Just let me change it in the diagram, in the document here. Initial value method. Okay, fine. What message here we want to provide there as an initial value? No. All right, sir. No data existed in this scope. No data existed in this scope. No data is existed in this scope. Like this here, we are providing some message. Right, sir. Now observe carefully. Let me execute the program. Now this time, in place of null values, there we are able to get our required values. What values here we are getting there? Now tell me. No data is existed in this scope. Like this here we are getting. M1 method, thread 2 scope. No data is available. M2 method, thread 1 scope. No data is existed. Mr. Got or not? So this is exactly the meaning of providing what their initial value method. It is able to provide the default message whenever we are trying to get the data without setting data through the respective thread scope. Got it or not? Right, so now this is about our application that we have to understand. Right, sir. Now let me copy this example here we provided. Even output also I want to provide from this program. Try to check this. Right, sir. Completed. Now this is totally thread local. The topic is what there? Thread local. Please try to practice this thread local topic now. In a Spring framework, we are going to have the same type of concept. In Spring, I'm going to use the same kind of concept. Without failure, try to practice this topic. I'll discuss about it in the future. Okay. In a Spring framework, we require the thread scope topic, in one concept. Leave it. After that, coming to the next topic. The next topic in multithreading is what there? Deadlocks. Deadlocks is the next topic. For example, I'm teaching this total core Java with you. Definitely at one particular point, I'm going to finish the total content. I'm planning to complete it everything about this core Java by the end of the January. By the end of the January, I'm going to stop your core Java classes. If any might be extended topics are remaining there, and weekends I'm able to cover. It's okay. I have a proper plan, but at any cost, On February first week, I must start what there Spring framework. That's the schedule what I'm having. Yeah, sure. I'm going to do the same thing. If any one or two small topics are remaining there, I'll cover maybe on weekend. I'm able to finish it. Don't worry for it. Understand it? What I'm telling to you. Okay, fine. For example, now the time is what there? End of the January. Officially, I said to you, yes, I'm completing my core Java. The total concepts of the core Java I completed. Like this, I given some announcement. Tomorrow onwards, no need to come for the core Java classes. It's completed totally. I given this announcement inside the class. Clear? But some of you are identifying, sir, Java concurrency API, there is a topic, no? As per your commitment, you have not included the topic in the syllabus. Okay, we understood that. As per your view, it's right, you completed everything. But we find this is one of the important topic in core Java. So can you please cover even that topic also? No problem. We are going to wait for spring class one more week of time. It is not at all the problem. But can you please provide the Java concurrency topic also in our classes like this at the end of the day, at the last day of the course, you requested this topic to me. But think about it, myself is not a good person basically. The too bad person, too much worst. No, don't believe it. Really, I'm a too worst person, right? I'm totally moreover, I'm thinking more about business on always. I'm not thinking about remaining things. Business is important for me. So when you came with me, sir, please try to cover this topic also. Immediately, I have asked to you, okay, no problem for me. I'm ready to cover the topic, but extra you have to pay 1,000 rupees everybody. Okay, I said to you already, myself is a two worst person and I'm thinking more about business, right? Fine, I'm asking to you, then try to pay 1,000 rupees extra now. Then I'm going to cover this topic. Okay, then immediately what we have done there by getting this type of response from my side. Okay, sir, we are ready to pay 1,000 rupees, no problem. First, complete the course. At the end, we are going to pay the payment. You said to me like that. You are more intelligent than me, right? Yes, sir. Am I right or not? You said to me, first complete the topic, then at the end, we are ready to pay the payment. We are going to pay the payment. But myself is more than you, right? Then what I asked to you, no, I don't want to do that. First pay the payment, then I will start the class. But what you said to me, first start the class, then we will pay. But what I am saying there, first pay the payment, then I will start it. 2 to 3 days after the same discussion is going on. Then we struck it there only. You are not having trust on me. I am not having trust on you. You are asking to me, start topic. I am asking to you, pay the payment. This is exactly the concept of what? Deadlocks. This is the meaning of deadlock. Nothing else. I am depending on you. You are depending on me. Without my resource from your side, I will not release my resource. My required resource is available with you. Your required resource is available with me. Understand my point here? My required resource is available with you. Your required resource is available with me. You are asking about my resource, but what I am asking there, first to release my required resource from you. After that, I will release your required resource from my side. But what you are saying to me, no, it's not the case. No, first to release my required resource from you. After that only we are ready to release your required resource. So both are depending on each other in a circular dependency. So this situation is exactly deadlock. If we are getting this deadlock situation in our program, the program will be stuck. Program will not move forward. Program will be stuck. Even the termination is also not identified. The program will be stuck. Stuck in the sense what is going to be happen there? No, just in the prompt we will not see like what there. Again, next prompt, just the program execution is in the middle. The program is stuck. Yeah, once the program is stuck, is there any chance for you to continue the further programming now? Is it possible to do anything after getting that structured state now? Right, sir. We are not going to do anything here. So that's why what I'm telling to you, Max, while writing the programs, identify the deadlock situations. try to prevent these deadlock situations only. Try to prevent the deadlock situations only. Once a deadlock is occurred, we can't do anything in our program. We are unable to do any solution for this particular deadlock situation. Before writing the program, recognize the situations, try to avoid that situations. Means that try to, then what I'm telling there, avoid the deadlock situations only. Once a deadlock is identified, we are not going to do anything in our program to provide solution for it. So deadlock situations are not recoverable. Program is not recoverable from what their deadlock situation. Only the situation is what their control C. Only the remaining part is what their control C. What is this control C? No? Terminating the program abnormally. Terminating the program abnormally. This is like what they're controlling. That means what they're terminating application here. So because of that reason, what I'm telling there, while writing the program, take some precautions to avoid the deadlock situations. That's it. That only the manipulation here we have to do. But no programmatic approaches for it. The manual approaches only here we have to identify. Manually we have to check the program. Any chances of getting deadlocks or not. Try to avoid that situations. Apart from that, we are not having any programmatic approaches clearly. Got it or not? What I'm telling you. Right, sir. Now let's move on to this point here. What is a deadlock here? Right, sir. Now, deadlock is a situation. Deadlock is a situation where more than one thread depending on each other in a circular dependency, in a circular fashion, that's it. In a circular dependency, it's okay, fine, no problem. All right, sir. Now understand it clearly. Deadlock is a situation where more than one thread depends on each other in a circular fashion. Is called as what there? Deadlock. That's it. Next one is in Java applications. In Java applications, while writing Java programs, we have to identify the deadlock situations, and we have to prevent the deadlock situations. Once a deadlock occurred in the program, in the application execution, in the application, then it is not possible to recover the program from deadlock situation. Guys, are you getting it? What exactly the point I'm trying to say? No, in Java applications, when writing a Java program, we have to identify the deadlock situations and we have to prevent the deadlock situations. Once a deadlock is occurred in the application, then it is not possible to recover the program from deadlock situation. That's it. That's the point here I'm telling you. But nowadays interfaces are asking this question actually. See, actually, there is no official concept of deadlock inside the core Java. Actually, there is no official concept as per the Java programming inside the core Java. But interviewers are asking this question. What question there? Write a Java program to represent deadlock. Write a Java program to represent what their deadlock. Understand it? What I'm telling them. So because of this particular reason only, I'm including this particular topic. Otherwise, it's not at all required. But some interviewers are asking this question, so I need to write the program. Think about it. I'm writing the program to generate deadlock situation. That means the program will be stuck in the middle. For that only I'm writing the program, not for any particular solution. We'll see this. Now example code here I'm going to provide, try to understand it. For example, what I want to do there, for example, Durgasoft is the best example where I want to perform two tasks. One is register course, next one is a cancel course. Understand it clearly. Register course and cancel course. Observe carefully. Both are two threads. Register course thread, cancel course thread. Both are running at a time. Remember carefully. To register a course, we required two things. Two resources we required. First one is what? Course name. Second one is what their trainer name. Behalf of the trainer name only the courses are going to be provided. So course name and a trainer name. Two resources we require to register for the course. At the same time, to cancel the course, we need two resources, the same two resources. One is what their course name, another one is what their trainer name. Observe carefully. Two threads at a time we started. What two threads? No, register course, cancel course. At a time we started. Register course thread holds a course name. Cancel course thread holds a trainer name. At the same time, register course thread holds a course name and cancel course thread holds what their trainer name. Both are holding at a time. To complete the course registration, register course thread must have both the resources. Already course name is available. Now it is trying to get what their trainer name from the cancel course thread. But cancel course thread, what it is trying to do, to complete the cancel course thread now, it must require the two resources, but one is available, trainer name is available. Now it is waiting for what their course name for the register course thread. So here the concept is going on like what? Register course thread holds already course name, waiting for trainer name, which is already taken by cancel course thread. Cancel course thread already holds what their trainer name and waiting for what their course name, which is already available with what their with the register course. So here in this case, register course thread depends on cancel course thread. Cancel course thread depends on what the register course thread. Both are depending on each other for their own resources. So because of that reason, both the threads are structured in their execution at the same point here. The program is not going to be executed from the further mode. There we are able to get what their deadlock situation. Yeah, I'll show this point here. How we are able to get the deadlock situation. I'm able to show that exact point clearly. Right, sir? Shall we go for program now? Shall we go for program? But your attention is very, very important. If you are having good understanding, then only we are able to complete this example. All of you okay now? No, okay, fine. Some people are sitting in front of me, just they are not putting concentration over here. But it is clearly identified in your faces now. I think still you are thinking about that movie, right? Salar movie. Average movie, sir. Why you are thinking too much about it? No? Maybe above average. What is going to be happen then? People are hurted, I think so, right? Come on, put more concentration here. For example, if I provide tickets for you, how many of you are ready to watch that movie, sir? Nobody? Please raise your hands. Actually, I have 3 tickets. Really, I'm telling you, 3 tickets I'm having there. Really, today only. Today at evening 4:30, 3 tickets are available with me. Any of you required for it? Opportunities will come only one time. Second time I will not ask. Please raise your hands. 3 tickets for Salar movie, Telugu version, not Hindi version. Not for Bollywood people, Tollywood people only. 2 hands, no? Another one is for wife, huh? Fine. Nobody. I think so. Nobody has raised it. I think one ticket I can give it. But the point is what? 3 members you have to come with me. Then only I can give 3 tickets. Not like single person. 3 members. You lost the opportunity. Don't ask me. I try to show your tickets now. Mobile phone is already there available, sir. I booked already tickets now. 3 tickets, but I want to supply the tickets to you, but nobody's responded for me. At least at the end of the class, I will ask some Java questions to you. If you respond for me, then I'll give the tickets to you. Ready for it? Okay, fine. Put more concentration, all of you know. Listen carefully. 2 threads are required or not? Out of the 2 threads, no. Register course, cancel course. Immediately, let us prepare both the threads. Class, register course, extends, thread. At the same time, class, cancel course, extends, thread. 2 thread classes can be created. Now tell me, In both the thread classes, what we require, sir? In both the thread classes, we require two resources or not? What are the two resources? No, course name, trainer name. Right, sir. Now I want to declare that both the resources can. I want to take that resources in the form of an object type. I don't know what type I need to represent here. That's why I'm going to take object type. Object, course name, object, trainer name. The same, both the variables I want to declare even inside what there cancel course. Okay, sir. Good. Now I need to supply these course name and trainer name objects from main method in both the threads. Same objects only. Please remember this. Both the threads must require the same object. That's why single object, same object must be provided for both the threads now. So here what I will do now, register course parameter is what there, object to course name comma object to what next one, trainer name. Inside this we need to assign these values to the class level variables or not. So what we have to do there, this dot course name is equal to course name, and then what next one get, this dot trainer name is equal to what next one, trainer name. Same setup is required inside like what there, cancel course thread. Still I have not written run, that means still I have not written what the run method, cancel course thread that we provided. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to provide like what there method. What method here I need to provide there, run method, public void run. Now here also I'm going to take what there, public void run. Right, sir, public void run, and what next one here, public void run. Clear? Put more concentration, all of you here itself. This is what their register course thread. I said to you at a time, register course thread must have course name initially. At the same time, cancel course thread must have trainer name initially. Both the threads are having their own resources. Now holding course name resource by the register course thread, in the sense, take a synchronized block. Inside the synchronized block we have to provide the object that is what their course name. What is the meaning of it? No, if any thread is coming inside the synchronized block, it logs. What it will do, logs course name, giving lock on course name. It holds lock on course name in the sense, any chance for other thread to take this one? Until and unless it is releasing that resource to outside, no other thread will take that resource. Got my point or not? All right, sir. This is the point here we have to understand. Similarly, now we are at what there, cancel course now. Inside this run method, initially it has to take what their trainer name. It holds what their trainer name. Now the synchronization will lock a trainer name. Cancel course thread lock what their trainer name. Register course thread lock what their course name. Right, sir. Got it or not? Now I want to write that messages no clearly. Here what I want to do there, system.out println of register course thread holds what their course name and waiting for what their trainer name, and waiting for what their trainer name. Nice. Now tell me, similarly cancel course thread is available. Now inside this what we are going to write the message. Now tell me, system.out println of cancel course thread holds what their trainer name and waiting for what their course name, like this here we provided. Okay, fine. Now observe carefully, register course thread inside the run method synchronized block. If we come into the synchronized block, automatically course name is taken by register course. Inside this synchronized block, I want to take another synchronized block where if we provide trainer name, already register course thread holds what their course name. If it is entering inside the synchronized block, then it is going to take what? Trainer name. If it is possible, if it is a case, no, just I want to say like what there, register course. That means course registration. Course registration successful. Yes, sir, got it or not? When register course thread takes both, taken both course name and trainer name, then it is able to provide like what there? It is able to provide course registration successful. It is able to complete the course registration successfully. Right or not? Course registration successfully completed. Successful. It's okay, fine. Leave it. Next one is what? After this, after completion of this. Right, sir. For example, in the cancel course thread, already it is in what their synchronized block. It means that it has taken trainer name. If it come inside the synchronized block of a course name, already it takes what? Trainer name. If it comes to the synchronized block of course name, then what we are able to conclude there? Now, course cancellation successful. Course cancellation what there? Successful. Course registration is successful here. Now this is what their course cancellation is successful. That's it. Yes, sir. Just I'm trying to manipulate everything in the form of like what there? In the form of like what there? Synchronized blocks only. In the form of like what there? Synchronized blocks only. What is the status now? Good, huh? Good, very good. Average. Huh? That's what I'm asking there. I know that why you are late, no, right? The status I'm asking there, right? Good or bad? Good? Okay, fine. Thank you. So one time watchable, right? One time watchable. No? Okay. I thought of it. You went to the movie with your girlfriend. No, right. Let's move to the point here. So what we completed here? Finally, we completed register course, cancel course. Both we completed or not? All right. Now the story is what? I'm going to start both the threads now. Both the threads here I want to start. At a time I'm going to start. Both the threads will go to the run methods. Both the threads are holding initial resources. They're trying to enter into the nested synchronized blocks, but they're not allowed. Then the program will be structured. Right or not? That is a state what I'm trying to get. Right, see this one here. First of all, I need to create both the resources. No, object course name is equal to new object. Another one is what there? Object trainer name. Object what there? Trainer name is equal to new object. After that, next one is what there? Register course. Register course is equal to new register course. There we need to provide what their course name comma trainer name. Both we provided. Similarly, cancel course. Cancel course is equal to new cancel course of what next one? Course name comma then what next one here? Trainer name. Both we provided. Register course and what next one here? Cancel course. Then I need to start both the threads. Register course dot start method, cancel course dot what method here? Start method. Both the threads are started. Come again. What is going to be happen there? Both the threads are started at a time. Register course thread will come to what method? Run method. At the same time, cancel course thread will come to what method? Run method. At a time, register course thread holds what their course name. At the same time, cancel course thread holds what their trainer name. Wait a minute of time. Register course thread has taken what? Course name. Cancel course thread has taken what? Trainer name. Now the situation I'm explaining. Here the important point is coming. Register course thread is trying to enter into the nested synchronized block. Means that it's trying to take what? Trainer name. But what is the status now? Trainer name is already taken by cancel course thread. Got or not? So it is waiting for what their trainer name resource for cancel course thread. Now what is the status of this cancel course thread? No, it has taken already trainer name. and it is trying to enter into this synchronized block. Entering into the synchronized block in the sense it's trying to take what their course name, but course name was already taken by register course thread now. Now it is waiting to get that resource. Where what is the status of that cancel register course thread? No, register course thread is waiting for what? Trainer name, but trainer name was already taken by what? Cancel course thread. Cancel course thread is trying to get what their course name, but course name was already taken by what? Register course thread. So both are depending on each other in a circular dependency or not. Where program will be struck, where we are able to get deadlock situation. Right, now let me execute this. If I execute this program, then we are able to get the deadlock. Finish. Now see this, what we are getting now. Register course thread holds course name and waiting for trainer name. Cancel course thread holds trainer name and waiting for course name. There the program is struck. The program not executed completely. Execution executed completely in the sense, what's the meaning of it now? Either course registration successful or course cancellation successful. That messages we have to get, but we are not getting that messages. Now we are at the middle of the program. In the middle of the program, we have struck it. Right or not? So this is exactly the meaning of what their deadlock situation. Now tell me, the deadlock situation, deadlocks are useful concepts or useless concepts? No, useful or useless? Useless. If you are getting deadlock, what you will do, sir? No, a client will come to you, will give left and right now, if it is the case. If you submit this project to the client now, if it is in deadlock situation there, how the client can run business now? Is it possible for client to run that business there? He will come to you, will give 2000 crores fine. Yeah, that fines are going on like that only. 100 crores fine, 200 crores fine, 500 crores fine, like this. The clients will give that fine if we delay the project or if we keep unnecessarily this type of situations. Of course, in the testing mode, everything is going to be resolved. The testers are more perfect when compared with the developers now. They will check all possible cases. If they identified any of these kind of cases, no, immediately they'll send back your code to the respective developer. Developer has to correct it and again he has to send. Again, tester has to test it. If any problems are identified, again sending back that code to the developer. Developer again has to do some work. Again sending that total work to the tester. So the code is going to be rotated in between tester and developer maybe hundreds of times. Hundreds of times the code is going to be rotated in between these two. Passing testing is nothing but almost all passing a sensor board certificate. Yes, sir. Got my point or not? So passing sensor board certificate for Ram Gopal Verma movies. You know already how much it is difficult, no, right? Right, sir. So testing what? If any company is having very good testers, definitely quality will be available in that way. The testers team is not good, no quality is going to be available. Understand it clearly. So definitely there everything is going to be resolved. Right, sir. Fine. Now we are getting this program. So what is the status? What is the situation for us? How it is possible to come out from this situation? No? How it is possible? Here there is a red color button. What is this button? No? Are yaar, no red color button for you? Not visible, no? Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, now it is visible, right? Visible or not? So terminate the program, stop my main program, then click on it. Then if you stop it, then program is stopped. Now this is the ending point for what their program. Now we are getting it. That's it. Now this is about like what there. The totally, all right. What is the program here? What is the topic here? No, deadlock. Deadlock is a program that we completed. Let me copy this. Now here we have to provide the total code. Right. For the sake of you, I'm going to give a small diagram. Try to understand the diagram. At least if you see the diagram there we are able to observe it clearly. Initially in the register course, no, what is available here? Course name. This is like what I'm telling to you, course name. It was locked. Now here in register, in a cancel course thread, what resource is available here? No, trainer name. Now what it is trying to do now, register course thread is trying to get what there is trying to get trainer name, but it was locked. Cancel course thread is trying to get what there. 1 minute. Instead of that, but it was locked. Cancel course thread is trying to get what their course name, but it was locked. Both are depending on each other. So here, what situation here we are getting there? Deadlock situation here we are getting. That's it. Not more than this. All right, sir. Now it is completed. So totally multi-threading as per the commitment, as per the syllabus, multi-threading topic is completed. Again, I'm telling there, Java concurrency is another topic, but I have not included in the syllabus previously. This time I want to explain it, but not immediately. At the end of the course, depending on the possibility, I'm going to cover that concurrency topic. At least 2 topics minimum I want to cover from the concepts kernel. That we will check the possibility. So as per the syllabus, the total multi-threading content is completed. Right, sir? Then tomorrow onwards, we are going to start what there? IO streams topic we are going to discuss there, right? Anyway, then tomorrow on Sunday, 2 days of time is available. Then max content we are able to complete it clearly. Right, sir? Now take some break and come back now. I'll start advanced Java class here. Thank you.